I think we're getting to a different point in the GBS evolution. We came from single function shared services to multifunction shared services. Now we've got to global business services. But global business services is not staying stagnant. It's actually also in the process of evolution. What we're seeing is the evolution to an organization that's much more focused on solutions and outcomes. Outcomes for one's customers, for one's internal customers, which we refer to as clients. And that's requiring a different business model as well as different talents to ultimately enable that particular business model. I believe that talent is going to remain a critical element of the GBS journey and the GBS program. There is a lot of talk that automation, artificial intelligence, RPA, is going to ultimately remove the human from the GBS model. I believe that's not the case. I believe that what we're doing is we're taking the robots out of the individual, and we ultimately allowing the individual to add a lot more value in his or her job capacity. Yes, they'll manage exceptions to transaction processing, but it's more the insights that they will bring to the organizations that they support, and that's ultimately the future of the GBS model. In terms of the talents that we need to enable that, what we're looking at this point in time is a workforce that may be a little bit smaller, but it's much more senior group of people, folks with a lot more experience, who can bring their experience set to bear to support an insight-led agenda. What's really interesting is in Asia today, there is such a thing as a shared services career or a GBS career. In North America and other places in the globe, there has been less emphasis on this. And the person who's coming into the GBS workforce today is somebody who wants to be part of a high-tech environment, who wants to be part of journeys around RPA and artificial intelligence. This is a tech-savvy generation that's coming into the workforce. This is a person in Asia who sees many opportunities in the GBS space, in the GBS arena, enabled by technology, and they can find a home in this and see a career in this, which I think is fairly unique to the Asia space versus in some of the other geographies I worked in. The person that we need to bring into the GBS organization today is a person who is multifaceted, not a person who's coming in just to take construction, somebody who can ultimately leverage the experience that they have to bring insights to their client base, somebody who is completely embracive of continuous improvement and quality, somebody who values technology and ultimately see how technology can enable them to be that much more successful. A person who in a sense is an entrepreneur. Being in GBS today provides so many opportunities for the entrance into the workforce, and it is not somebody who is purely a functional expert, a person who's going to perform a transaction on a day-to-day basis. This is a person who can make a difference, and it's requiring that we take a more multi-talented, more multifaceted person versus maybe a single skill set. For me, the power of GBS is in the ability to unleash the potential of the people within the GBS organization. GBS organizations are going to be as successful as the people, but it can't be an organization led by 10 and a good, call it 2,000 people that follow. It's got to be an organization that unleashes the potential of every single person. The real opportunity, the win-win opportunity, is for the organization to benefit from the individual and for the individual to grow continuously. And when we can get that symbiotic relationship in place, you've got a winning formula in a GBS organization. What we've been able to do in Celestica is we've been able to create a culture founded on 4 key principles, very much around what we describe as organization processes. The 4 are the following. Number 1, it is around building a global community and a common community, and making sure that everybody feels very much at home within our organization and can identify with the brand of our organization. Number 2 is around client centricity, or our ability to ultimately have service excellence in everything we do in support of our clients. Number 3 is very much around collaboration and knowledge and learning. recognizing that everybody in the organization needs to learn something new each and every day, which is one of our guiding principles or values within Celestica's Global Business Services organization. And the fourth strand, if you like, of culture for us has been around continuous improvement. How do we build into our organization a model of continuous improvement? In Celestica GBS, every single person belongs to a smaller, unique work team which ultimately meets on a weekly basis around a Gemba board, a concept that has been borrowed from the manufacturing environment that we started out in. This is an opportunity for people to gather on a weekly basis to focus in on how do they create value for their clients, our internal customers. It allows them to focus on the performance metrics associated with their team, to identify continuous improvement opportunities and to track progress towards continuous improvement goals. So that is an exercise which is not something that happens by accident. We have defined a process like we've done for building community, client centricity, or client engagement, knowledge management and collaboration, and continuous improvement. These are dedicated processes with afforded time for people to get on with those associated activities. And from our vantage point, we've actually engineered a culture of high performance that has got common frameworks in the four processes, but builds on the strengths of the multitude of cultures that make up our global business services. I believe, if one tracks back the evolution of shared services, much of the focus in the early days was around building centralized locations, large hubs that could provide a very standard set of services to a particular for a particular transaction, around a particular service. What we're seeing today is the operational excellence, which was the original goal associated with that goal has been met, but in more mature organizations, there is a pushback from the internal customer, the client, asking for a level of customization, requiring the organization to have a focus on solutions, and that is actually required a movement back to a more local level of shared services. In our particular case, we have factories that span the globe, and in those different factories, we've got a layer of GBS presence in every single one of them, providing services that are unique to that particular sites, allowing us to work much more closely with the local clients to deliver solutions which are more relevant and more timely to their particular needs. That doesn't mean we've completely done away with some of the larger hub-type locations. It's just that each has different parts in the puzzle that makes up our Global Business Services organization today.